Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Viknopashantaye Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekharendra Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham. Hindu Dharma Part 5 The Vedas Chapter 21 Rites for Celestials and Rites for Fathers. The rites meant for the deities must be performed with devotion, and those meant for Pitrus or fathers must be performed with faith. What is done with devotion is yajna, and what is done with faith is shraddha. While performing the former, the shikha must be gathered into a knot, and the sacred thread must rest on the left shoulder. And while performing the latter, the shikha must be worn loose, and the sacred thread must rest on the right shoulder. The shikha and the sacred thread are meant for those two purposes. Sannyasis do not have either. When they renounce the world, they also renounce the rites for the fathers and cease to worship a number of deities. They adore the Paramatman directly without any worldly desire in their hearts. The followers of other religions too wear neither a shikha nor a sacred thread, and they worship the supreme God directly, that is, without going through the stages in which the various deities are worshipped. Let me tell you about the two positions of the sacred thread while performing the rites for the celestials and the fathers. We must face the east when we conduct various rituals. The north is the direction in which we make the passage to the celestials. This path is called Uttarayana. Our departed fathers reside in the south. The saint poet Thiruvalluvar calls them Tenpulattar, those dwelling in the south. Dakshinayana is the way to the world of the fathers. Bhagavan Krishna speaks of the two paths in the Gita. When we sit facing the east to perform rites for the Pitrus, which shoulder is it to the south? The right one. So the sacred thread must rest on it. To do pradakshina means to go facing the south. In majority of temples, the Rajagopuram, the main entrance tower, is in the east. When you enter it, start circumambulating, you will be facing the south. When we sit facing the east to perform rites for the gods, our left shoulder is to the north. So the sacred thread must rest on it. When we are not engaged in either of these two rites, this is when we are doing our office work or something else, the sacred thread must rest on neither shoulder and must be worn like a garland. No one seems to observe this rule in practice now, except during the rites for fathers. Most people have the sacred thread resting on the left shoulder. Hari Om Tat Sat.